Hello everyone, and I'm the writer, and we're back to the Great Ace Attorney. Let's go. Oh right, this is gonna be annoying. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. Jesus. Wait, you speak English and you went to Japan. Unfortunately, I highly doubt not many British people know Japanese. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. You want to bet? Whoops. He said... No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all. Objection! Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunusku. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying! Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took the statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she always is today. As you can see, there was nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. Are you serious? I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Unless until the precise location where the witnesses to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. I can think of like 5 places already. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. That's ridiculous! If only I was allowed to lift up her dress so I could prove it. No! Don't do that! Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunusuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been some other gun there at that day. You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency! Have fun, Ryunusuke. Yes! He wasn't able to eat, you say? And that was because he had just had a tooth removed at the hospital clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She heard that the professor was having some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak in the picture here. Isn't that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant land on the far side of the world and to be involved in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat, will drink it all? That's right. Other than carbonated water. Just water? Yes. The professor was unable to eat, but has been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each had raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? Yeah, it's meaningful. Oh, poor buddy. He doesn't have his death slamming powers yet. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Sorry, my Joy-Cons are acting weird a little.
Well, how fascinating. Do tell us. What is this profound bearing,
Oh, come on, buddy. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well, sidestep counsel.
Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. You're not a lawyer! Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. Why? I hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Stop being an idiot. I think... Can we do this? Or am I... A little bit of word of caution. I'm currently blind. Well, not blind. Everything's a little blurry to me, so... Yes! Okay, that is the right photo. I couldn't tell for a bit. That is a mood. That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the scene of the crime. That is exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Oh, buddy. Well, it's odd! Very odd!
Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ryunosuke, what is it about this print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
The cheers?
Miss Barrett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not one. Well, you can drink from the bottle. Ah! You are quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
They were supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking of Minuet. What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Oh. Minuet, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would have never done something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table! Or you're going to try and tell me you can clink with only 1! You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What the? What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try and hide the fact that I've been here at all, she's saying. Well, you ate steak, so you're gonna get caught? Good gracious! Sorry.
There. As I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all.
Oh, please!
We must remember this is a student that just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before our very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray?
That's absurd!
Oh, really? So, do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable young and beautiful woman of mischief? What? No. This can't put down to the. This can't be just put down to mischief.
I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England.
So this beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass absolutely has no bearing on the case. The student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. No more presented accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider this matter of no bearing to the case. Counsel of the defense, you two are in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So, she took the glass away in her handbag. There is the deeper significance. It's... Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English women carry handbags for some items.
Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. Oh, buddy. In which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun! You're right! Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. Wait, you already knew? Well, you can't say anything, never mind. Wait, you could have told me.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. I don't know why you would pick up a gun. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire the gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't seriously be suggesting.
Inspector Honosaga! Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Gisela Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag.
No!
Order.
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Oh, God, are you okay, sir? Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly, you have no faith in the police. This did not come out at a good time. Huh? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. Oh. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. Why? Why? This print is the photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. What the frick? Who puts a wine glass? Well, I never! You can see right through what's inside! That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ugh! As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhondo-san. This is unfortunate. Order! Order! Inspector Honosaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. Oh, this is unfortunate. I think you had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. Oh! The court now will be shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have been no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. The pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
Man, this was the start of a lot of things you got caught up in.
No, just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start.
Oh,
Kazuma?
I'm so sorry, Ryunosuke.
Huh?
Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force a trial to continue.
What? You mean this is it? I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening! Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit?
And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will be slipping through his fingers. Kazuma, what? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about the last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems you'll be able to report to British government on time after all.
That smug little... Dang, Kazuma. Ryunosuke Naruhondo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you... Wait! Your Excellency! Oh my god, what the frick? I told you my Joy-Cons are acting weird. Come on. Here we go. Ryunosuke! I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
You amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes.
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt on this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with this evidence, some significant detail I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
This is blatantly straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. It all shows the handbag that the gentleman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
Shut up. You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. Well, I could put my finger on it. Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
What?
But be warned that I am unsatisfied by your response. Here the trial will be over with immediate effort. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic print, Inspector Honosaga. Am I saying his name right? I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. It's really hard. submitted before. You will identify for the court where this print receives significant details to which you have alluded.
Yes!
Look at this. Here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new prefer you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, everyone. My Joy-Cons are weird. Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he did not note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea what the victim suffered the first burn, do we? There's no possible way of knowing either.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of the mark. However, as Prosecutor Archie points out, unless a firm connection to this case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused for the stand now.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with this case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am! If we can just link the burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again.
Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I cannot allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on which the victim's wrist is this case, then would you allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was that the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Really?
I have to find some link between the burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence to prove what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates the inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. This one.
Yes!
Oh, what's this, Counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe this photographic prints are amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at this time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have the unusual shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
It's funny you should mention that,
Yes!
but I found it.
The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak is served on. The plate? Ah!
Your Excellency, are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Caravana. Ah! The emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape.
Ah!
Ryusku, you're a genius! You were spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
But even if that's the case, we can't know if that happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before or the day after. It's most likely happened at some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection!
Oh, thanks, Kazuma. Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly disconcerting. Such as a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine you having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But
I would say, looking at the picture at the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long. And, although it's not particularly a large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense points out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. Holy sh! It's inconceivable that the victim would have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Caravana, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective and not a waiter.
Yes!
There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who has burnt themselves on the piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Honosaga never heard the professor scream, not on the day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything longer than 3 seconds like that on that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antique dealer, all of us, without a question, who had to have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost didn't believe it. Ryonusku, do you think? Can it really be true? I never dreamed we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap! There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burnt on his wrist, Dr. Wilson? No man could remain silent while his wrist is burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. This is clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead.
Already?
Dead? Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
That's madness!
Order, please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once! The victim was killed by a gunshot!
That's right! That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie students, but clearly has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Ouchie, it's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while in the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from the witnesses again. If it is true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. Certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency!
The justice system in our country may still be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I'm prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. Huh? What are you up to? I don't like that. What's with that smile? Yes? Wait, how do I do a British accent? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relationships between my country and yours.
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese.
What a prick.
Well, of course I do. I am studying your country after all.
But then why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother's tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking your vulgar tones as much as possible.
Okay, yeah, I don't like you. That's my reaction to Rainescu. Yeah, sucks to be a kiss up now, huh?
But it seems that the men of this land possess no more chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall lower myself to communicating with all of you on your own level. Well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman.
No, that's Catriella.
We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
If I were the judge, I'd be very insulted. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So, we're finally going to hear her own words of the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryanushku. Oh man, this lady's the worst. Okay, we're gonna stop there. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.